good morning, distinguished dignitaries, our guest speaker, and participant. We are indeed honored to have you all with us today, the last day of our faculty development program on global perspectives in literature and world cinema. As we approach this concluding session, I am reminded of the word of an author, C.S. Lewis, who once said, "We read to know we are not alone." Throughout this FDP, we have traversed the realm of literature and world cinema, delving into stories from the diverse cultures, engaging with narratives that surface time and space. In this collective endeavor, we have come to understand that our thirst for knowledge, our hunger for connection, and our desire for sense of belonging are universally shared. Over past 4 days, we have embarked on the intellectual adventure guided by the wisdom of great minds and the vision of visionary directors. We have explored the power of literature to capture the essence of human experience, explored the power of literature to capture the essence of human experience, offering profound insight into our joys, sorrows, triumph, and challenges. We have witnessed the transformative potential of all literature, where image, sounds, narratives come together to create tapestry of emotion that transcended cultural boundaries. Let me now the honor to introduce our first distinguished guest speaker of the day, Professor Himadri Sekhar Roy. He is a professor of English, Shahjahan University of Science and Technology, Sylhet, Bangladesh. He has been teaching since 2000 and he did his PhD on Arthur Miller under ICC scholarship scheme from University of Pune, India. He was the proc- proctor of university from 2011 to 2015 and he was also the director of Institution of Modern Languages from 2015 to 2018. He was the head of the English department from 2018 to 2021. He authored several books and published more than 25 research articles on language and literature in various national and international journals. His research areas are both language and literature, especially drama. May I request Professor Himadri Sekhar Roy, sir, to enlighten us on the topic literature and cinema, Bangladesh perspectives. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Momayinul Islam. I want to thank Professor Dr. Imrani Singh for inviting me. And I'm very honored to be here because you know that I think except India, I am from Bangladesh only perhaps. What I saw in last 4 days, I tried to attend all the sessions and I was able to attend few sessions from beginning to end. So I think I learned a lot from all of you. So I want to thank Professor Indrani and her team, Dr. Suparna, Dr. Shubhankar Roy, Dr. Pratush and others. And Dr. Minul, he contacted me several times and I tried my level best to help because I know that what we learn together. And if we are together, we can do many good things. And my paper is not a scholarly paper, or that is not my intention to give the ideas because Himadri Lahiri sir, some other teachers are there, and all professors are very distinguished in their field. So I don't think so I will be able to teach anything. Rather, I can share my ideas with him. And I think the maximum participants, that they are research workers. So maximum of you don't have the clear idea about Bangladeshi cinema. My main intention is to give you some idea. And what is my hypothesis? That Bangladesh cinema had a glorious past. But nowadays, we see that we are in trouble. Actually, we were in trouble. Now we are again regaining. So just I will try to give some ideas about Bangladeshi cinema. And this cinema, that I'm not talking about only the movies. I'm talking about movies. I want to talk about like feature film. I want to parallel film, independent film, short film. Different things are there. It is known as in our country. But the first thing which I want to tell that I'll just try to give the clear picture of Bangladeshi cinema. And if I want to talk about Bangladesh, basically I need to clarify 3-4 stages. First of all, what happened in like Bangladesh was a part of India earlier, means British governed India. Then Bangladesh was part of East Pakistan and independent Bangladesh. And if you consider independent Bangladesh, there are 2-3 stages. So first of all, just I want to talk about, want to give some idea about, you can say, what happened in early, means you can say before Indian partition. So you know that in our country, cinema is always a entertainment for we use it like in our country from the very beginning. So Bangladesh got or saw the language movement in 1952. Before that, actually, in Bangladesh, or the dominant style of Bangladeshi cinema is melodramatic to some extent. Always we see. And another important thing, if you consider, like in the very early, if we consider, like it started with, you can say, at the very beginning, Muk o Mukosh, that is in 1956, there was a film, Muk o Mukosh, that is Abdul Jabbar Khan's movie. So I'll try to give you some ideas how it was developed. So at the very beginning, you can say, you can find out that like 1895, I'm talking about earliest history. You see that 1895 in Paris, there was a Crown Theatre in Dhaka. They went there, and you know that one person was there who went there, and he attended. And if you think that the first seats of Bengali cinema, I think there are many people there were from Kolkata, but from Dhaka I'm talking about. It was very difficult to settle down. But Hiralal Sen, I think some of you know about Hiralal Sen, Royal Bioscope Company. He produces our Star Theatre, Minerva Theatre in Kolkata. They are very famous. But in Dhaka, we didn't get that kind of, you can say, theatres. So the first, if you talk about Bengali cinema, we have to we have to talk about Hiralal Sen. And then you can say there are many producers who are there in Kolkata, but in Dhaka, there are some problems. Actually, no families was there. Like if you consider from Kolkata, there are many, like Dhirendranath Ganguly, who was the relative of Rabindranath Tagore. There was Madan Theatre, you can say. There are many Bengali talkies were there by then one Amar Chaudhuri, he actually directed. In 1927 to 1928, actually Nawab of Dhaka, they actually produced a short film. the good girl, actually. The name was Good Girl Sukumari. And you can say the producer was from the actually Nawab's family, because they actually sponsored. So it was the beginning, 1927 to 1928, this time what I'm talking about. Then the success of that film, Good Girl, the Good Girl of the Sukumari, actually, in Bangla, they started to produce more films, like The Last Kiss. It was released in 1931. And you can say there was in that time, there was a famous college, Jagannath College. Now it's a university in our country. So Jagannath College, they took vital role of producing that kind of films. Okay, The Last Kiss, they helped a lot. And the cinema as like was very difficult as an art form established in Bengal, because that only North's families, they're interested, but majority people are not at all interested in these regards. Then if you consider second phase, means Pakistan era, that 1947, there are two countries like India and Pakistan, and in Pakistan we were under East Pakistan. East Bengal we came under, you can say, East Pakistan. And the important thing is that only 80 cinema halls were there. If you consider in 1947, in our periphery, means East Bengal, only 80 cinema halls were there. Fine. So partition of India, when it happened, we came under like Pakistan, and that it was very difficult to establish some new hall, some other things due to so many reasons. I'm not just talking about, but still in 1950, the Bengalis are very busy with Bengali language movement. So we fought a lot. We got our language. We got that kind of you can say, we wanted to show our vigor that okay, we can get our language. And that there are so many movies and films came. Like if you consider, I can just can refer some name, like Johir Rahan was there, that director. Then you can say Manik Bandyopadhyay as some novels. It was actually formed as cinema, or something. There was another film director. He took a vital role. Fine. So like these are the 2-3 names I can mention. They took a vital role, like Johir Rahan. So just I want to give you another like information that from 1956, or after India, like 1947 to 70, if we divide, there are 20 films from literature. It came into our picture. Like I told that it started with Muko Mukosh by Abdul Jabbar Khan. There is a drama, actually, he wrote. And from this drama, film came, Mook O Mukosh, in 1956. Then in 1951, Manik Bandyopadhyay's novel, Savera, Jago Hua Savera, that was produced. Then Alauddin Khan Azad's, from a poem, Surya Snan, 1962. It came into as a cinema. Then Amjad Hossen's novel, you can say Dharapa, it was produced in 1963. And there was Ali Mansoor, Jana Jani, there was a novel in 1965, it came also. Nodio Nari, there is a novel by Humayun Kobi, in 1965, you can say in that way, if I refer Siyazuddaulah by Sachindranath Sengupta, it was produced in 1967. And in 1970, Shuk Dukho by Nazrul Islam, it's a short story, Shuk Dukho. Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay's novel Apun Po, it was picturized in 1970. So until 1970, we see there are many films, like more than, you can say, 200, but from literature, we see 20 films were there. And important thing is that that is very important thing, that all the movies were from novels mainly, and 2 or 3 were from poetry, one from poetry, what I told, and one is from short story, but maximums were from novels written by Bangladeshi writer and Bengali writers, rather we can say, because Sharat Chandra, that was undivided Bengal, they actually started to write. So what I'm talking about, up to 70, but you can say after 70, 1970 means when we got independence, actually there is a good time for Bangladesh, because Bangladesh got the independence, and now they got a chance to establish a good, you can say, FDC, means Film Development Corporation. It was established by Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation. And the important thing is that he started to, you can say, sponsor, or to some extent he gave several kind of supports for the development of Bangladeshi cinema. And from 71 to, if you consider the present day, you will see that there are more than 100 movies were from literature. And in 1973, there was a famous movie, Titar Shakti Nodin Nam. If you get a chance to watch, that is Advaita Burman. He wrote Titar Shakti Nodin Nam. There is a novel. Then Anwar Hossain Masood Rana thriller. In 1974, it was actually produced. Amjad Hossain's novel Noyan Muni, it came there. Then you can say there are many. In that way, Shoidullah Kalsar, there is another novel, Sharengbo. It was a famous movie. And what happened? After 1971, you see there were like earlier, I told you earlier, only 80 cinema halls were there. And after 71, what happened? There are so many cinema halls in Bangladesh, and it picked up to 100,500, means 100,500 cinema halls were there in Bangladesh. You know, Bangladesh is a like 64 districts are there, and 1,500 cinema halls were there, and it was a common scenario that people went to cinema hall to watch, to enjoy in their holidays, or like that was a tradition. Of course, Kolkata was a nice place, or you can say they were established so early, but in Dhaka, after 70, you can say we got that kind of support from the government even, and that's why you will see that we are supported by the government, okay? And there are some famous movies, you can say Joy Bangla in 72, like Lalon Fakir. These are the movies, Sangram after 71. I mentioned Sharingbo in 1972. Then The Father. These are the famous movies, Surjo Digalbari. These are the famous movies by the Bangladeshi director. And maximum, I told, 100 movies were, more than 100 movies were from literature, means from novels, from short stories, from poems. They converted it. and people enjoyed a lot. And some, you can say, actors were there, very renowned. And 1970s, 80s, and up to 90s, you can say the glorious time. Like Abdur Razzaq was there as hero, Kaburi Sarwa, Shabana, they are the Bobita, Farooq, these are the Alamgir, Sohail Rana, they are the Jafar Iqbal, Wasim Akram, sorry, Wasim, not Akram, Wasim, Ilyas Kanchon, Joshim, Rosina, these are the famous heroes and heroines. They acted very nicely and people enjoyed a lot. Fine. And then in 80s also, we see that the same condition. So many movies came and the film produced directors like Subhash Dutt, Kaji Hayat, they were very, very popular in our country. And what happened from 90s, we know that Bangladesh faced some problems. What? That dictator came in our country. In 90s, you know that politically, the democracy was under threat, and some people, dictatorship, military dictators, they came and they wanted to interfere here. And what happened there? We see that some problems were there. Means we were not ready to accept our cinemas in cinema halls. Rather, we were fond of watching some foreign movies, especially Indian movies and some other movies. But some directors, they started to prepare some parallel movies. Parallel movies, what I'm talking about, like, it's not like commercial movies or films. Rather, it's a kind of, you can say, featured films or short films or independent films. And some important in 90s, they started working, like Tanvir Mukammal, Tarek Masood, Morshidul Islam, Humayun Ahmed, like Akhtaruzzaman, they are Abu Said. They started to write different kind of, they started to prepare. It was a kind of short films, like you can say 35 like reels they used in there. But they were successful in this regard. I can give you some specific things later on, but before that, just I'm giving you an idea. From 2000 to 2007, 2008, actually there was a very crucial time for Bangladesh, because we see what happened here, like some like unavoidable circumstances were there. Means in film industry, we saw in our country, it was very commonly known cut pieces. Cut pieces means like in cinema halls, in between cinemas, sometimes they gave some, you can say, pornographical matter, so that some thing happened in our country. So people are not ready to go to watch cinema in cinema halls, because some kind of scenes were included there. So what happens, general people, they are not ready to go to, you can say, cinema hall. So that's why from 2000 to 2007, this decade, Bangladesh faced a lot of problems, because and the actors and actresses, they were not ready to go to act in the movie. So there was a problem in our mainstream cinema. That's why you see that there are many featured film directors. They started to make different kind of, you can say, films, and they are established after that. So what I want to mention that from 1500 cinema halls, now in 2007 or 2008, the cinema halls were decreased because people are not ready to watch cinema. And though some cinemas are made from literature, but people are not interested at all. So what happened? The cinema halls were decreased, and now in Bangladesh, only 300 cinemas are there. You think about in 70s or 80s, there are 1,500 cinema halls, and now in our country only 300 cinemas are there. So due to that reason, the general people are not interested to go to cinema hall. And I will not discuss only these that only for that reason, but there are some other things are also there, like due to that kind of what I told, 2002 to 2006-7, the dark age of Bangladeshi cinema. And it was known as the time of cut piece. Cut piece means sexual explicit sequences, that is called as cut pieces, enter into the film, was common in Bangladesh. And that time, the films used to have off-scene rape scenes, short scenes, and cut pieces of foreign pornographic films. They included in between the cinema. So the common people, they avoided to go to the cinema. But what I told, actually it started from 90s, and it got it was declined up to 2008, 7, something like that. After 2010, you know that Bangladesh tried to recover, and you know that some foreign influences, or I can say that we were misguided by many foreign films, and there was a tradition of remaking, or you can say a remake of some foreign cinemas or Hindi cinemas, something like if you consider like Kiamat, Amir Khan and Juhi Chawla's famous film Kiamat Se Kiamat Tak. It was like remake. It was remade in Bangladesh. Kiamat Theke Kiamat. That was the name in 1993. And you can say, so we were ready to remake the cinemas only. So originality was not there, and people gladly at first accepted, but ultimately our film directors, they were in difficulty. But what I told, that there was the decline of Bangladeshi film industry. But we can say in 2007 or 8, like it was a kind of new sun has arisen in the horizon of Bangladesh film industry. So obscenity stopped entirely in 2007 because there are so many actors, they protested, and there was a protest came from the you can say film industry. People were very angry in this matter, and like from 2010, you can say the ashes it appears, or it is to be risen from the ashes like phoenix. Okay, so from 2010, the industry started to gradually develop with production houses, like some you can say some producers were there, like Just Multimedia. You have heard, you may have heard the name Just Multimedia. It's a very common producer now in our country. They started to use new technology, a red camera in filmmaking, and you can say digital multiplex star cineplex. They started to show the films. So like cinema halls are not so much developed, or you can say there are very bad conditions of the cinema halls. Now Star Cineplex, they started to like show their films, and nearer, though like I told, that 1500 to in 90s, it was like 1890s, 1500 cinemas were there. It came to 300, but some cineplex were established, and you know that earlier, what happened in each year, we can say more than 100 films were produced, if you consider from 80 to 90. And in 2010, near about, it came only 20 to 30, not more than that. So only 30 films in a year we saw. So you can say from 2010, it started to regain again. And if you consider in 1984, like what I told, that main cinema halls were disturbed by that kind of illegal use of some other films. Then Morshidul Islam, he started to make films, and that is known as short films, what I told few minutes back. He made a film in 1984, Agami, means towards. Tanbir Mokammal, he made a film, Huliya. Then Abu Said, in 1988, he made a film, Aborton, means the cycle. And Tariq Masood and Catherine Masood, have you heard the name? He is also a film. He died a few days ago in a road accident, Tariq Masood. In 1989, Adam Surut, Inner Strength, that is the name of the film he made. Short films, that is the early stage of short films. Then in 90s, Morshidul Islam, another film he made, Chaka, the wheel. In 1996, Muktir Gan, the Songs of Freedom by Catherine and Tariq Masood, they produced. In 1999, there is a famous movie in Bangladesh, Chitra Nodir Pare, in the bank of Chitra River, in Norail district in Bangladesh, beside Jasur. It's not far from Kolkata. Tanvir Mokammal, he made the movie. And these movies, you can say, short films, what I'm talking about, they were made by some 4 or 5 members, I told. They took a vital role, Morshidul Islam, Tanvir Mokammal, Abu Said, Tariq Masood, Catherine Masood. So these are the very famous names they started. And they're very popular. But from 2000, that is up to 2000. Then post 2000, there are many like movies like Lal Shalu. You know that Sayyid Uliullah's novel, A Tree Without Roots. And that was produced in 2001. In 2002, Matir Moina, the clay bird, that was produced by, that was directed by Tariq Masood. 2004, Shankhonath by Abu Said. 2004, there is another movie, Duratto, The Alienation, that is directed by Morshidul Islam. Antor Jatra, The Homeland, Tariq and Catherine Masood in 2006. There is another Khelagho, Doll's House, directed by Morshidul Islam. These are the famous short films I'm talking about, because it took place because mainstream cinemas were not up to the mark at all, because people are not interested to go to the cinema halls, right? And only for that reason, 300 cinema halls are there, and they're not in a good condition at all. From 2010, actually, there are some other movies what I'm talking about: Rupantor, Transformation, Rabia, Piyotomeshu, Runway. So these are the famous, you can say, short films up to 2010 we see. But the thing is that after 2010, we see, yes, after 2010, we see there are many like multimedias as producers they came. That is 2010. It is a vital year for Bangladeshi cinema. Just you can say Monsoon Films, Just Multimedia, Tiger Media. So these are the famous, you can say, producers. They came and they started to make good films for the common people. And in 2000 up to 2020, you can say there are many like good movies, but due to COVID-19, it was there was a problem. But OTT platform, they have produced many good cinemas, and nowadays you can say in Bangladesh there are so many platforms like Chorki was very popular, and some films. What I want to mention, if you get a chance to see the movies, like I can refer some movies from the latest one. If you have a chance to watch the movies, it is available in OTT or from internet. You can collect like Shurongo in 2023. Few days ago, it was released. Shurongo, Priyotoma. There in 2020, there are two famous movies, or popular movies, you can say rather. Hawa in 2022, Poran, there is a movie. In 2019, there is another movie made in Bangladesh. 2018, there is a movie, Debi. So these are the famous movie. I will ask you, if you get a chance to watch these movies, it will help you to get the idea about Bangladeshi, the condition of Bangladeshi cinema now. So it is a developed one, and I think from all perspective, if you consider, the glorious time has not regained, but we can say we are in a right track now. We are trying our level best to produce good cinemas. Okay, maybe some things we have to understand, that due to technological advancements, or you can say the availability of the internet facilities now, it is very difficult to manage cinema halls like earlier. But nowadays, what we are watching, that people are ready to watch movies through mobiles, through laptops, through internet. What the facilities they have, they try to utilize it in a proper way, and they're watching. And like some movies were Hawa, Poran, Shurango, Priyotama. These are the movies were seen or watched by many, and even from abroad, who stay in other countries in the world, the Bengali people, the Bangladeshi people, they watch from abroad even. So these are the opportunities we are trying to get from that kind of, you can say, we can take the advantages of watching that kind of. Another important thing, what I want to mention, when I was a child, I saw that there was a famous, you know that in Bangladesh now there are more than 30 channels, 37 channels are there, TV channels. These are only one national channel, that is a government channel, Bangladesh Television, BTV, and there are 37 channels are there, TV channels, private channels there, and near about 40 total. So these 40 channels, out of these 40 channels, you can say 7 to 8 channels are news channels, and other 30 channels are dependent on literary, like cinemas, dramas, and some other things. Okay, and they are getting viewers. Otherwise, it was not possible for them to continue. So now the people are watching from different sources. Earlier, they were fully dependent on BTV, like up to you can say 2010. So you can say 2009. We were fully dependent on BTV and Bangladesh Betar, means radio. There was a program, Sahaya Sando, on BTV. When we were in 80s, in 90s, we were fully dependent on that television. And there was a program, Sahaya Sando. They showed there like music and especially film songs. This showed, and we were eagerly waiting for that program. And there was a program in Bangladesh radio, Ganer Dal, means film music were the main things there. And favorites, these are the favorite shows. People love to gossip about that kind of programs. What happened on that day? What happened in that Ganet Dali or Sayasando? People are very, very eager to know about these programs. So nowadays we didn't have that kind of attraction, right? So what I'm trying to say, but we can start it from Hiralal Sen, and from now at the present day with Churango or Kiyotoma, that kind of movies, latest movies we are talking about, we can say that these are the this is the condition of the Bangladeshi cinema. But what I want to mention that if government takes a vital role, then it can be flourished. Like after independence, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, he started that FDC, Film Development Corporation, and he gave huge support. And nowadays, present Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the government is trying to help the film industry. And that's why we see after 2010, there are many movies were made with the help of the government, and now it is developing. So it takes time, but even though what I want to say that we need to establish again, because we had a glorious past, and due to so many reasons, we had some bad time. But in future, what I can say that I think that Bangladesh will do better, because nowadays we are getting supports from the government. And another important thing is that we need not to consider only the cinema halls. We have to accept the reality, because I told you that earlier, in every year, near about 100 films were made, and 1,500 cinemas were there in 90s. But nowadays, we don't get 100 films every year. But if you consider from all, like OTT, from some other like short films, featured films, and other things, if we consider, if we count, then more than 100 we are getting. And out of 100 or more than 100 we are getting. And the important thing is that some movies are getting international, you can say, international recognition also. Like earlier in 1971, we got that kind of international recognition, like Johir Rahan's Stop Genocide. In 1971, he produced, we got that kind of recognitions from international arena. Like Ritik Ghatak's River called Titar, what I told, 1973, he made the film. It is from a novel, Aditya Bormon's novel, Titar Shetty Nodin Nam, a river called Titar. And see, Surjo Digolbari in 1971, it got the international recognition, some awards it was given. Tanvir Muhammad's film Hulia in 1984, what it was published, it got international recognition. Like Nodir Nam Madhumati, you can say, that is also a novel. Flows the River Chitra, that is another movie what got international recognition. Lal Shalu, it's a novel, A Tree Withering Roots, actually written by Saidulillah. It got the international recognition also. Lalon, it was made in 2004, what I'm told. And Morshidul Alam's Agami, Chaka, Dipu number 2, Dukhai, Duratto, Amar Bondhu Rashid Bhai, it was made by Tarek Masood, and the book was written by our colleague who was a professor of Shahjalan University, Muhammad Jafar Iqbal, Professor Muhammad Jafar Iqbal. He wrote the novel Amar Bondhu Rashid, and it was made by the director Amar Bondhu Tarek Masood. It was made by Murshidul Islam, Amar Bondhu Rashid, the film. it got international recognition also. Tariq Masood, The Inner Strength, what I mentioned, Sounds of Freedom, Story of Freedom, The Clay Bar, what I told. And another important, you can say, he's an essayist and to some extent a novelist in Bangladesh, Humayun Ahmed. He wrote many novels and he is very popular to young people of our country. And Humayun Ahmed is, you can say, siblings of Professor Zafar Iqbal. So Humayun Ahmed, he was a professor of Dhaka University in chemistry department, but he made many films like Aguner Porosmoni, Shamol Saya. These are the famous novels by Humayun Ahmed, Shamol Saya and Aguner Porosmoni. It was these two are very, very popular movies in Bangladesh, and it's got international recognition also. Like Abu Said, I told another name. He made Kitton Khola, Shankona, Rupantar. These are the famous movies he made. But another present day, you can say, these are the directors I am talking about in 90s and after that. Then in the latest, after 2010, you can say that out 8 or 7, there are some authors like, some directors like Mustafa Monwar Faruqis, still he's young. He made third person singular number in 2009. It was very popular. Television in 2013 he made. No Bed of Roses by, you can say, Joy Jatra by Tokir Ahmed. You know, Tokir Ahmed is an actor. Now they are settled in Bipasha Hayat. There is a famous, you can say, couple, Tokir and Bipasha. So Tokir Ahmed also made a film, Joy Jatra. These are the famous movies, and got that kind of international recognition. In 2016, there is another movie, Under Construction, that is very, very, you can say, popular. So these are the movies I can say. Like another important director, Amitav Reza. These are the directors. Now they are working. Amitav Reza, Mustafa Sarar Faruqi. So, and Ainabazi, there is another film I just forgot to mention. Amitav Reza Chaudhury's Ainabazi in 2016. He prepared the movie. So these are the movies. It got the international recognition. So what I'm talking, and Tariq Masood and Catherine Masood films were also got the international recognition. So what I'm talking about now, at the present context, you can say the government is giving support, and if it continues, so we'll be able to regain our glorious, you can say, contribution to cinema. And some productions and distribution houses are there. You know, in Bangladesh, Impress Telefilm, that is very, very, you can say, remarkable one. Distribution house, Impress Telefilm, Khona Talkies, SK Films, Monsoon Films, Just Multimedia I mentioned, Tiger Media, Ovi Pictures. So these are the Bongo BD now. It's taking a vital role for you can say distributing the movies into international arena. So these are the conditions of the present day. And if I see, if I just give you an example how it has developed from 2010. Earlier I told you only few films were produced, but after the last year, near about 100 movies now it has started. If we include all the movies, more than 100 movies again we are producing in every year. In 2022, 53 films were produced, mainstream films, and some other films were there. So including all, you can say that more than 100 films now we are producing, and it's a good time we are passing now. We are trying to but we're trying to develop, we're trying to do something in this arena, and some literary you can say pieces were utilized. Like if we think about 3-4 novels from 15, if you consider, like Humayun Ahmed novel, Anil Bakshir Ekdin, it was produced in 2015. If you consider like Furidur Reza Sagar's Amio Ice Timuala, that was produced in 2015 also. Humayun Ahmed's novels like Krishna Pakko, it was produced in 2016. Like there are some other novels, Muhammad Jafar Iqbal's Aki O Tar Bondhura, that was produced in 2017. So nowadays, what is happening? People are interested to watch that kind of movies. But one problem is there. That is a common problem, I think, for all the movies. After independence in Bangladesh, some problems are there. We faced now. It depends on some political condition of the country. In Bangladesh, there are two types of politics in everywhere actually. We see that kind of politics, progressive and conservative. If the progressive government is there, that is their tendency to help the common people. And particularly you can say that they try to help all kind of cultural activities. They try to you can say they try to afford. But if any conservative government comes, what happened to them? They try to dominate. They don't say that okay, we are not doing anything to you, but they don't want to support. And that's why you see that if the progressive government is there, they try to help the cultural activities of the country. Ultimately, film will be developed through their direct or indirect help. And nowadays in our country, that the progressive government is there, though they're struggling a lot because so many restrictions are coming from different sources, especially the fundamentalists are very active in our country. That is a common scenario, I think, in South Asia. There are so many communal activities they are producing. And I think religion is not bad, but sometimes if you use it in a different way, like if you ban, if you say no, film will not be shown in cinema halls, or if you restrict them through your religious knowledge, then sometimes it will be disturbed. And Bangladesh faced earlier that kind of problem earlier. That there are so many activities hampered by the fundamentalists of our country. Lalun Sango, there is a you can say activities done by the people of or you can say Lalun's follower. They were actually threatened by many you can say communalists in our country, means fundamentalists. They threatened not to do that kind of songs in Pushtia and in so many areas. So that kind of problems are there. But I hope that if there are problems, but we need to we need to think about how can we solve the problem. Bangladesh is developing a lot, no doubt. You will be astonished to see, if you come Bangladesh, you see within these 10 to 15 years, Bangladesh has developed a lot, no doubt. But the thing is that industrial revolution was there, or you say infrastructure, we are developing a lot. But mental condition, whether we are developing properly or not, if we get that kind of infrastructure development, and if we think that we are not being more human, then there will be no sustainable development. And what is happening now, we are going developed economically, no doubt, Bangladesh uh, is a, you can say, is a role model now. It's developing in various sectors. If you go to different places in the country, you will see that in everywhere we are developing. But the main problem is that we are not developed as a human. Like humanities are not there. Like we are not able to listen each other. We are very much, you can say, going to be dictators. What I support, what I say, you have to accept it. That is our mentality now. If we are unable to make our people more humanistic, or to some extent we want to be more human beings first. We don't want to be Hindu or Muslim, Christian or Buddhist. We don't want to be male or female. We don't want to be black or white. We don't want to be some other, whether Brahmin or ST or is scheduled tribe or scheduled caste. We want to be more human beings. If we don't want to make them our people through our activities, and literature can make that kind of things to human beings. If we watch television, if we watch cinemas, it has an appeal to us that we want to be more humanistic in our nature. And we are trying our level best to convince our government that we will try to do some kind of activities. You know that the government has started already to show the movies, to just tell the people that we got the freedom for what? Bangladesh was independent for what? The West Pakistan people, they dictated us. They tried to, you can say, dominate us. And as Bangladesh, when Bangladesh came, if we do the same thing, so why the struggle movement were there? Why the, you can say, freedom movement was there? Because we tried to ensure equality in all sphere. But if we can't do that, ultimately we will be suffering. You know that in our country, some people are there, they don't have mother tongue like us, like 1%, 2%, some tribes people are there. So if we want to ensure their languages, like Chakma, Manipuri, some other people are there, so we need to ensure their languages also, like they have their own mother tongue. We fought for our mother tongue, and they are now struggling for their mother tongue. So we have to help them. We have to ensure that they are free to use their own mother tongue. And the good thing is that in Bangladesh, 5 languages, tribes languages, are now practicing in their own areas, and books are also now we are producing, like Shautal, right, Manipuri, right, you can say, some other tribes, Marma, then Chakma. So the languages, 5 tribes languages are now in practicing in our country, and we are producing books. The government has taken the initiatives. So these are the good steps. In the same way, like in film industry also, if the government supports, then it will be established in a very sustainable manner. I think it's possible to establish again, though some bad time we passed earlier, I told you earlier, and when the conservative government will be there, they'll try to do in different things in a different manner. But when progressive government comes, they try to help, and we are trying our level best. And you know that some realities are there. It's a you know that Bangladesh is a country where many problems are there. We have to accept the reality, because you know that sometimes some religious matters comes first in our mind. We have to accept this reality. We have to convince the people that religion is for human being. if you see that something is not for human being, or it is not doing anything good for human being, it's not a religion at all. So we have to convince the people who are engaged with that kind of activities, those who want to claim that no, claims are not good for religion, actually they are misguiding, it is not written in anywhere. So we have to be careful about that. And at the same time, if we are ready to do it, what I told, like only economic development is not the whole thing. Cultural development, mental development, and we need to consider everything from humanistic perspective. If we don't do that, ultimately will suffer. And the last point, what I want to say, that if I give you that kind of only if I give that kind of thing, you will understand better. One example I just want to, before I finish my lecture, I just want to give you like one example, that up to 70, you see, from literature, how many texts were converted into film. I just want to give an idea so you'll understand. From 1956 to 1970, in this arena, you can say, only 20 films were produced from the literature. I'm talking about from Bangla literature, not from others. Okay, so 20 films were produced. From 1970 to 2000, you see, in 30 years, 34 films were produced. That is 34 films in these 30 years. But from 2001 to 2020, you see, near about 42 films, more than 42 films, near about 50 actually, up to 2023. It means it's a good sign that cinemas are produced from literary text. It is increasing, and it is mostly from novel. So it's a good sign that our producers, our directors, they are depending on literary text, and mostly from novels they are preparing. So it's a good sign that after 2010, Bangladesh has started to develop in this arena. But I will request you in my last that please try to watch some movies which are, I will try to request all of our researchers to see these movies, and then you'll understand what is the latest condition of the Bangladesh movies. I can just give you 3-4 movies. Please, if you get a chance to watch, you see, and you will understand the latest condition of the Bangladesh movies. Like I mentioned earlier also, Shurongo, it's a very current latest movie, 2000, it is 2023, few months ago, it was last month or 2 months before, I think. Priyotoma, then Hawa, Poran, just I'm repeating again, Shurongo, Priyotoma, Hawa, then Poran, made in Bangladesh, and Devi. You know, if you get a chance to watch that kind of movies, the names what I mentioned, I think you will enjoy, and you will be able to understand the latest condition of Bangladeshi movies, what you are demanding. But the important thing is that in Kolkata, they are producing many movies, many short films, but in Dhaka, like after 71, you know that what I tried to mention, like if you consider 52 years we are passing now, but out of 50 years, 25 years or more than 25 years were governed by, you can say, communal forces, or to some extent not progressive government were there, means conservative governments were there. So they tried to hamper. That is the remarkable thing. Means when progressives are in the power, they try to inspire, they try to, you can say, help. they tried to like sponsor. But when the conservatives were in the power, they tried to dominate, they tried to dictate, they tried to say, no, it is not an essential thing to invest. Rather, they tried to tell that, yes, they tried to tell us that, okay, we need not to spend money for that purposes. Okay, so I think if I say that if we are really interested in movies, I think if we really wanted to like know the present condition of the country, I think it will be better if you watch the movies and you'll be able to understand. And another important thing, just I want to mention, the maximum movies, the contents, I just wanted to mention 2-3 things. One is in 70s movies, if you consider 17 and 80s movies, they mainly dealt with freedom fighting movement, or to some extent we got independence. So mainly movies were related with the incidents what happened in 1970, 69 or something like that. But in 80s and 90s, you can say there are some other kind of movies. We got some clashes, political matters or something like that. That kind of, but in latest movies, what we are watching, psychological matters like modern day problems, postmodern conflicts, and some psychological aspects are given more emphasis. So that is another characteristics of Bangladeshi movies. 1960s language movements were there. So maximum movies were related with that kind of thing. Cultural matters. Then in 70s movies, we got more about like discrimination, more about some other like problems related to war. We saw 80s and 90s. We see that some other type of problems, social problems, they try to ensure in their movies. Social and economical problems were discussed or shown. But in modern day movies, we are watching some psychological problem. So that is a very common problem we have now in our country. What we are facing in our everyday life also, like who is superior, who is inferior, post-colonial characteristics we are getting, or postmodern psychological conflicts we are getting in our modern day movies. And you know that discrimination is there, no doubt. How we are suffering from that kind of discrimination, it is clearly shown in the movies of present day context. So that's why I'm just from thematical perspective, we can say that there is a shift also, like what happened in 1970s, what happened in 1980s and 90s, and what we are watching now at the present day context. Like nowadays, you know that we are going to develop our economic condition also. Middle class families are developing a lot. Like poverty rate has been reduced. You know that earlier we were 46% education rate, like rate was like 46, 47. Now it is near about 76, and it will be more than 90 in coming days. So so economically we are developing, no doubt, and ultimately it will be effective, more effectively used in our cinema arena also. So I think that that's the thing I can say, that just a brief of Bangladeshi cinema, what is going now. I think now the time I need to stop. I think I want questions from all of you. If you ask me, I'll be able to answer, or my email number is also there. If you want to know more, I can send some ideas through email. So that's all from me. Thank you everybody for patience listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with a thought-provoking and enriching exploration of the unique cultural landscape and creative expressions of Bangladesh through the medium of literature and cinema. I invite our participants to engage in discussions, share your reflection, and ask questions that have arisen from the enlightening session. Participants, you can ask your question, you can raise your hand, and you can directly ask the speaker.
Mohammedul sir, there are a few questions in the chat. So let us first take up those questions.
Yes, ma'am,
So
please.
yeah, the first question is from Dr. Avijit Pramanik, and he thanks Dr. Roy profusely for making us aware of the past and present of Bangladeshi cinema. And he also asked whether can you suggest some names of some contemporary directors from Bangladesh whose movies are worth waiting for in the future, apart from Farooqi and Raza?
Actually, Farooqi and Reza, they are there. They are just producing so many films, but some other figures are also there. You know that Tanvir Mokammal is still there. He is preparing movies. Okay, Tanvir Mokammal, then Morshidul Islam. You can say these are the two names. Some Abu Said is also there. Some other like I can refer like some other names like in Dalud, like I think I can refer two names. You can get some ideas like what I mentioned. These are the names like Tanvir Mokammal, Morshidul Islam, then Abu Said. They are preparing good films now. So these are the names I can tell. Okay.
Sir, there's another question that is about from Ms. Disha Mandal, and she wants to know a little more about Hiralal Sen.
Actually, Hiralal Sen was from Manikganj in Dhaka, and you say first filmmakers. Sometimes it is considered that India's first filmmakers in 1903, actually. Like Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, that film, popular films he made, a full-length Indian movie. He was a good photographer also, and the thing is that he is from Manikganj in Dhaka, but that was British India actually. But he was a good photographer, and the important thing is that he was settled in Bombay finally, but he died in Kolkata. But he went to his education was in Dhaka Collegiate School. He studied. Then he went to Kolkata. Finally, he went to Bombay. So you can say that he was a renowned, you can say, filmmaker, short filmmaker or photographer, and I think he can be compared with some other Bimal Roy, Hitasham, and so many others people are there. Okay, so he like tried his level best to establish a kind of cinema in India to some extent. We can't say he's from Bangladesh, though he was born in Manikganj, Dhaka, but actually he was settled in Kolkata. So we can say he's a Bengali like photographer and cinema photographer to some extent.
Thank you so much, sir. We have the next question from Dr. Pratyush Anjan Padi, and he asks, is theater a better medium of expression than cinema? And the second part of his question is, and is OTT platform reducing the prevalence of cinema in this contemporary times?
Yes, it's a vital question, I think. Actually, theater, you know that when I was a student of Kolkata, I was habituated to see theater there. And you know that Rudra Prasad Sen Gupta, he was my direct teacher. So I was influenced by him to study drama. Arms and the Man, still I remember, he taught us Arms and the Man, and he is a legendary figure now, I think. So theater is quite different. It's a lively expression. No, cinema there, it's a kind of developed, you can say, product, and there is a direct connection in theater. As an actor gets a chance to watch or to see you can say, the repercussion or the movement or the expression of the audiences directly. So it is quite, I think, theater cannot be compared with some other things. It is better for any form. Like it is a direct communication you can do. And theater is no doubt, I enjoyed always. Cinema, it may be made in a different manner. You can take so many shots in place of one shot, but in theater, it's not possible. You have to do whatever you know. So that's why what is my intention to say, always theater is better. Like if you can communicate with your audiences in a better way, that is theater. And another important question, what you mentioned, that OTT platform, that is the reality we have to accept. Like nowadays, we can't go to cinemas for so many reasons. Even I didn't get a chance to go to cinema in every month or in every 3 months. We watch movies at our home, like so many opportunities are there, OTT and other forms. Nowadays, we can take different kind of opportunities. So I think nowadays we have to accept the reality. We'll be dependent on OTT. We'll be dependent on some technical aspects, technical like advancement. We have to depend on. Even I'm surprised that there are many students, they don't want to read the text now. Like that is, I think you are, those who are teachers, you are facing the same problems in your university. Like the students are not ready to read the text. Rather, they try to listen the audiobook. And reading a text and listening audio, these are quite different things. We enjoyed reading text, but now you see that students are not ready to read the text. Rather, they say, okay, I can watch, I can read, I can listen it through audiobook, I can see the YouTube, I can get the like different kind of explanations from YouTube. So you see that this is the reality we have to accept. But what I feel that text, reading text is quite different. If you read the text, I can't relate it with others. Reading text is just like theater. Like when you read the text, actually you are getting the real pleasure. When you listen, you are not getting the same taste. That is my opinion. I believe that reading is just like watching theater or going to theater. And audio, okay, these are the supplementary. We can't say that, okay, audiobooks and videos, these are not required. Like that may be a supporting matters, but not the original one. That is my understanding.
Thank you so much, sir, for making us pursue this trajectory of Bangladeshi cinema. And we have received many questions and compliments for this particular engaging session, and also the sessions that have taken place earlier. So, just one last question is from Bhargav Ramcharya, and he says, dear sir, could you suggest the literary theories that are widely used in making and studying cinema critically?
I think nowadays you can say cultural theory, Gerard and some other figures, you can say cultural theory, we can cultural studies actually. If you go with some that kind of cultural studies, different theories are there. There are many authors now, they are working now, and it is the common understanding now. So you can go for that one, I think. And Gerard may be a suitable person for, like his theories are very common now, we can consider.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. It has been very wonderful to listen to you all the way from Bangladesh. And we are very enthusiastic. We were actually very enthusiastically waiting for you since the last session that you delivered in our last year's FDP. And everyone has been very, very overjoyed to listen to you, sir. And definitely we will get back to you if there are more queries. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I tried to present the condition of the Bangladeshi cinema. It is not a research work at all, but just I tried to show you that what is happening in Bangladesh as far as literature and cinema is concerned. Okay, so my email is there. I think if you have any query, you can ask me. And I think all of you have enjoyed. And in near future, if you want to know about, I can give you some ideas. So through my email, you can contact me. Okay, and Professor Indran is there. Dr. Moinuni is there also. So Dr. Suparna, I am very glad to see you all again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Same here. Thank you so much.
Now, let me have the honor to introduce our last but not the least distinguished guest speaker of the day, Mr. Lakshman Gaikar sir. He is renowned Marathi author known for his contribution to literature and his advocacy for the rights of the denotified and nomadic tribes. Born in Maharashtra in India, Mr. Gaikor has made significant achievement throughout his career. In 1978, he established the Denotified and Nomadic Tribes Rights Action Group and served as its president. Mr. Gaikor has authored several notable books, including Uchilia, He Satantriya Konasati, and so on. His literary works have gathered attention and have been translated into multiple languages. Uchilia has been translated into 17 languages, including French. Mr. Gaikon's contribution to literature and social activisms have been recognized with numerous awards and honors. He received the Sark Literary Award in 2001, presented by the Honorable President of India. Additionally, Mr. Gaikor was honored as the youngest recipient of the Sahitya Academy Award in 1988. He has also been recipient of the Maharashtra Gaurav Puruskar in 1990 and the Best Writer Award for the Government of Maharashtra in 2003. Several universities including Mumbai, Aurangabad, JNU, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Nagpur, Hyderabad, Mysore have been bestowed awards upon him. In addition to his literary accomplishment, Mr. Gaikor has actively participated in social activities, and he has fought for the rights of tribes, advocating for their lands acquisitions, housing, and constitutional rights. His effort resulted in the establishment of DNT commissions at the national level during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's tenure as a prime minister. Mr. Gaikar's work has extended beyond the literary realm, and as he has been a members of the various governmental bodies, including state, central government, literature development, National Human Rights Commission, Sahitya Academy convener, and State Backward Class Commission. His achievement and contribution have made him a notable personality in Marathi literature, not only in Marathi literature but also all over the world. And his books are widely studied in the universities, schools across India, and his effort to uplift denotified and nomadic tribes had been a profound impact on his social and political recognition. So I request Mr. Lakshman Gaikar sir to enlighten us on the topic politics in Dalit literature. Please, sir. Sir, you're not audible, sir. IT team, can you please, sir?
Sir,
Yeah,
please unmute, sir. You can
yeah,
see button. Sir, please unmute, sir.
sir, unmute, sir.
Sir, you can see a button. There's
Yeah,
unmute button.
unmute button, sir. हाँ,
No, sir.
unmute on, sir.
Sir, right now your mic is muted, sir.
हाँ, आपका अनम्यूट बटन में क्लिक कीजिए सर. You're not audible, sir. Click on unmute, sir.
IT team, please help.
Ma'am, sir, you can see unmute button bottom left corner.
You're not audible. There will be button, sir, where you can see the mic, sir. You just click on that. Sir, you are not audible, sir. Still, it is muted, sir.
Dr. Mohaminul, 1 minute. Let the IT team help.
Uh, Sir, you can see now. Sir, you can see unmute button, sir, on your screen, sir.
Sir, we cannot hear you. You are.
Participants, please bear with us. Sir will join very shortly. It has been wonderful engaging with all the participants, and you have showed utmost enthusiasm in participating. Thank you all so much for this wonderful cooperation of yours. And it has been a pleasure bringing to you all the learned professors and their lectures. So we are constantly working to bring you more of such faculty development programs, and we solicit your cooperation in this regard. And I'm sure all of you must have gained a lot from this webinar. And the faculty and the research scholars have definitely found newer pathways to research. And today we will be sharing a feedback link for all of you to fill up after Mr. Lakshman has delivered his address. So all of you need to fill up the form, the feedback form. And also,
IT team,
Yes, ma'am, I am writing in chat, sir.
IT team, do you have authority to unmute him, sir?
Sorry, sir.
Can you unmute him, sir? Unmute
No,
yourself,
no, sir.
sir.
No, sir. Unmute उनको ही करना होगा सर अपनी साइड
अच्छा.
IT team, what is happening? IT is just muting all the panelists and all the participants also.
Yes, ma'am.
So do
I
take
can
care
see,
of
sir.
this.
I can see. I think.
Do take care of this.
So participants, after this session of Mr. Lakshman Gaikwad is over, the forum will be open for all of you to ask him questions and also to interact with any one of us and to share your inputs also on the FDP. So let us please wait for Sir to unmute himself. And then I'm sure we will have the most enriching session of this FDP because he is a very renowned author and he has been bestowed with the Sahitya Academy Award. So we are eagerly waiting for him to enlighten us on the techniques of writing, maybe how we can improve more. And I'm sure all of you will get good insights into various aspects of literature and writing. And meanwhile, I'll be very shortly sharing the feedback link for all of you. So we can see Sir, but I guess there's some network connection issues also with him because he is coming off and on. But I assure you it is worth the wait for him to deliver to us the most enriching of all lectures. And we are indeed happy that we have got maximum participation as we had expected. And we are elated that all of you stayed with us through the lectures and did not leave midway. And that has given us a lot of enthusiasm to bring to you, I mean, again, another FDP, maybe on a different subject. And I'm sure we will get equal response from all of you. Meanwhile, MIT School of Languages has a very updated curriculum, as I briefed you the previous day, that includes Blue Humanities, Disability Studies, Subaltern Studies, and many such avenues. So if you, and we solicit quality admissions to our institute with students who would want to pursue their careers in literature with the most happening of courses. So at this platform, I found that this is the right juncture to tell you all about this so that you may pass on this to your acquaintances. Thank you.
सही बोले तो मुझे बहुत खुशी हो गई कि आज के इस अवसर पर आप सभी प्रोफेसर भारत के हर राज्य से आप आए हैं या और भी बांग्लादेश से भी कुछ लोग आए हैं। मुझे खुशी इस बात की है कि आप लोगों से मैं जुड़कर बात कर रहा हूँ। मुझे बीच में ही दिक्कत आई, सही बोले तो अभी उम्र के हिसाब से वो मुझे जितना ज्ञान भी नहीं है वो मोबाइल इंटरनेट का, तो ठीक है वो इसके ईयरफोन का भी कोई प्रॉब्लम था शायद, लेकिन मैं आप लोगों से जुड़ा था, आपके बातें भी सुन रहा था, बहुत से क्वेश्चन भी हो रहे थे और इनके साथ मैं सर ने जो मुझे इनवाइट किया आप लोगों ने, मुझे खुशी है कि आज के इस वेबिनार में आपके साथ हूँ। मेरा विषय के साथ मैं आपसे बात ये करना चाहता हूँ कि भारत के आज़ादी को 75 साल हुए हैं, यानी कुछ हम अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, लेकिन क्या सही मायने में यहाँ के आदिवासी को, दलितों को, पिछड़े लोगों को या महिलाओं को कहाँ आज़ादी मिली है? आज भी रोजमर्रा जिंदगी के लिए कितना प्रॉब्लम उठाना पड़ता है, देश में किस तरह से हाल से हो रहे हैं। अभी मैं जिस डी नोटिफाइड नोमैडिक ट्राइब से आता हूँ और मैंने इसके बारे में बहुत लिखा हूँ। मैं आपसे यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि ये जो बातें हैं वो आज तक और कुछ लोगों को ठीक तरह से पता ही नहीं है कि डिनोटिफाइड ट्राइब्स क्या होता है, विमुक्त घुमंतु किसको बोला जाता है। वो आदिवासी कहलाते हैं, लेकिन आदिवासी के लिस्ट में भारत में नहीं आते हैं, क्योंकि ये विमुक्त क्यों कहा गया, ये तो 1871 में बाय बर्थ क्रिमिनल का एक बॉम्बे प्रेसिडेंसी में कानून लेके आए अंग्रेजों ने, और उसी के तहत भारत में 200 जनजाति को माँ के पेट से पैदा होते ही बच्चे क्रिमिनल बोल के पैदा होते, ऐसे कौम को डिक्लेयर किया। ऐसे 200 जनजाति भारत में आई है। ये 1871 का कानून कब तक चालू रहा, ये शायद आप लोगों को, कुछ लोगों को मालूम होगा, कुछ लोगों को मालूम नहीं होगा। लेकिन हमें आजादी 1947 को नहीं मिली है। हम आजादी की जंग लड़ने, अंग्रेज के खिलाफ जंग लड़ने वाले आदिवासी हमको जन्म से अपराधी कहने के बाद 15 अगस्त 1947 को आप सब लोग आजाद हो गए, लेकिन हम लोगों को आजाद नहीं किया गया, क्योंकि 31 अगस्त 1952 को हमें आजाद करने का ऐलान हुआ। वो भी बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर ने हमें पंडित जी को बोल दिया कि आज भी कुछ लोग आजाद नहीं है, भारत में जन्म से अपराधी है। तो फिर 31 अगस्त 1952 को, यानी 5 साल 16 दिन के बाद हमें भारत में पहली बार आजादी देने का ऐलान हुआ। लेकिन जब तक 1950 में तो संविधान आ चुका था। अगर संविधान 1950 में आया तो संविधान से हम बाहर हो गए, और आज तक हमें संविधान में लेने की बात चलती है, लेकिन अभी तक हमको कोई संविधान के अंदर नहीं लिया गया। तो ये अपराधी जनजाति को आज पूरे भारत में 25 करोड़ लोग ऐसे हैं जो भारत के सीनियर, ये सिटीजन ये नहीं है, ये सेकंड सिटीजन है, क्योंकि इनको नागरिकत्व आज भी नहीं मिलता है। जब गांव में जाते हैं तो वहां के गांव के लोग उनको निकाल देते हैं, यहाँ से भाग देते हैं। वो बोलते हैं आप हमारे गांव के रहवासी नहीं है, यहाँ के नागरिक नहीं है, आप यहाँ से निकल जाइए। ऐसा भारत में इतना सिलसिला बनता है, और उसके बारे में आज हम लोग लिख रहे हैं। साहित्य में पहली बार ये बातें आ रही है कि जानवरों से भी बदतर हम लोगों का जीना है, ट्राइबल्स का, डिनोटिफाइड नोमैडिक ट्राइब्स का। आज भी मध्य प्रदेश हो, राजस्थान हो, गुजरात हो, महाराष्ट्र हो या अन्य राज्य में, यानी भारत का ऐसा कोना नहीं कि जहां पर डिनोटिफाइड नोमैडिक ट्राइब्स नहीं है। मद्रास में भी ये कानून बना था, और आज स्थिति ये है कि ये पशु से ही ज्यादा, यानी जानवरों से ही बदतर इनकी स्थिति है। इनका एजुकेशन नहीं है। क्या भारत के आजादी के इस अमृत महोत्सव में हम क्या मनाएंगे? हमें इंसान बोल के आज तक हमें अगर ये लोगों को ट्रीट नहीं किया जाता है तो ये आजाद भारत कैसा होगा, ऐसा प्रश्न चिन्ह मेरे सामने है। इसीलिए हमारी राइटिंग, हमारा लेखन, हमारा साहित्य, यानी गांव गन्ना जो है, जो अर्बन एरिया है या अन्य कोई एरिया है, उससे भी हम बाहर है। हमें गांव में रहने के लिए आज भी कुछ जगह इजाजत लेना पड़ता है। वहां का पाटिल हो या वहां का कोई मेंबर हो, तो उसके इजाजत के बगैर हमें इस देश में एक जगह रहने के लिए कोई कानून नहीं था। लेकिन अभी थोड़ा बहुत आजादी के बाद थोड़ा ये हो गया, लेकिन कानून के जरिए कुछ नहीं हुआ। महाराष्ट्र में हमें विमुक्त घुमंतु आदिवासी कहा जाता है, लेकिन आदिवासी की कोई सहूलत के हमें बाहर रखा है। वो लोग चाहते हैं कि ये लोग हमारे बराबर आएंगे, हमारे बराबर के हो जाएंगे तो हमें हिस्सा मांगेंगे, एमएलए की जगह मांगेंगे, एमपी की जगह मांगेंगे। इसलिए हमें संविधान के अंदर न आने का प्रोविजन हर स्टेट में किया गया। गुजरात में वही स्थिति है, मध्य प्रदेश, कर्नाटक, आंध्र। खाली कर्नाटक में इन लोगों को एससी और एसटी का दर्जा है, और आंध्र में ये 2 स्टेट ने आजादी के बाद 1976 में इन लोगों को संविधान के अंदर लिया है। लेकिन क्या एक दो स्टेट ने लेने से पूरे देश का हाल हो गया? क्या नहीं हुआ? अभी हमारे दोस्त सर जो बोल रहे थे कि इनके बारे में आज भी ये अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी से मिले, राष्ट्रपति से मिले, मैं 5 प्राइम मिनिस्टर से मिला हूं, लेकिन अभी तक ये हाल नहीं हुआ। ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन में था तो महाश्वेता देवी और मैंने मिलकर एक मेमोरेंडम दिया था और उसी के तहत ये लोगों को हमें एक राहत ये मिल गई कि आयोग बन गया। वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज उस समय वेंकट चलाया थे, तो उन्होंने ये आयोग बनाया। आयोग बनाने के बाद आज भी वो आयोग का कुछ भी होता नहीं। यानी रोज लोग गांव में ये लोग दिखाई दिए कि मारपीट होती है। कुछ अभी जंगल में जाते हैं, खरगोश पकड़ते हैं या कोई शिकार करते हैं तो उनको भगाया जाता है। उनको जंगल में भी नहीं आने देते, ना गांव में आने देते। रहे तो कहाँ ये आदिवासी लोग, रहे तो कहाँ? अभी अभी मणिपुर जल रहा है, वहां भी उनको कोई राहत नहीं मिल रही है। और हमारी तो बात बहुत दूर की है, जो रहते हैं आदिवासी उनकी भी हालत है। तो मैं, मेरे जैसा लेखक ये कहेगा कि भाई सही आजादी मिली क्या? नहीं मिली है, क्योंकि आजादी तो उन लोगों को मिली है जो मुगलों के सामने भी घुटने टेकते थे, अंग्रेज को सामने भी जाके बड़ी बड़ी रियासत लेके, बड़े बड़े जमीन लेके जो बैठे हैं या अंग्रेजों के साथ दोस्ताना करते थे, तो वही लोगों की आने वाली पीढ़ी राज्य के ऊपर आ गई है। देश का कारोबार चलाने वाले ये जो सभी है, ये ऊपरी तबके के लोग चुन के आते हैं और हमें खाली दलितों को, आदिवासियों को इस्तेमाल किया जाता है कि आप खाली वोटिंग करते जाओ, लेकिन आप राज्य सत्ता मत चलाओ, हमारे राज्य सत्ता में हिस्सा मत मांगो। यही हालत है आज देश में। कहाँ इन लोगों का कोई चुन के, हमारा तो डी नोटिफाइड नोमैडिक ट्राइब्स के भारत में 25 करोड़ लोग हैं। ये 25 करोड़ का एक भी लोकसभा में आदमी नहीं है, राज्यसभा में नहीं है, या एमएलए नहीं बन पाता, क्योंकि इनके लिए कोई रिजर्वेशन भी नहीं है चुन के आने के लिए। तो ये जो हालत हमारे देश की बनी है, क्या ये कौन छोड़ेगा? इसके बारे में कौन बहस करेगा? जो करना चाहिए वहां तो कोई नहीं जाता, वहां तो सब अमीरों के लोग जाते हैं, या तो जिसका बाप एमपी था, मिनिस्टर था, तो उसका बेटा, उसका पंतु, उसका भाई, उसकी वाइफ, सब वो राज्य सत्ता में जाएंगे और ये लोगों को गुलाम बन के रखेंगे। मैं तो कहता हूं कि आज के प्रोफेसर हो, इंटेलेक्चुअल हो या बुद्धिवादी हो, ये लोगों ने फिर से विचार करने की जरूरत है। क्या हमारा देश सही मायने में आजादी है, आजाद हुआ है? खाली झंडा फड़काया और सलोट मारा तो भूखे नंगे को कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला, खाली उसको सलाम करने से पेट तो नहीं भरता। अगर उसको एजुकेशन नहीं मिलता, उसको रोजी रोटी के लिए कोई काम नहीं मिलता, तो ये देश कैसा आजाद है? मेरे सामने ये क्वेश्चन है। तो ये आजाद नहीं है, गुलामों को गुलाम रखने की एक नई साजिश भारत में ऊपरी वाले हिस्से के लोगों ने इस देश में करके रखे है। आज इलेक्शन इतना महंगा है, मैं 2 बार राज्यसभा में चुनाव के लिए खड़ा हुआ था। वीपी सिंह साहब जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे तो मुझे सोलापुर से एमपी के लिए टिकट दिया था, मैं इलेक्शन भी लड़ा हूं। लेकिन क्या हम चुन के, जिसके पास पैसा है वही चुन के आने की व्यवस्था हमारे देश में है। जिसके पास 50 करोड़ है, 100 करोड़ रुपया है, वही इलेक्शन जीत सकता है, वही इलेक्शन लड़ सकता है। आम दलित, पिछड़े वर्ग के लोग या हमारे विमुक्त घुमंतो आदिवासी के लोग कभी चुन के इस देश में नहीं आ सकते, क्योंकि वैसी व्यवस्था ही करके रखी है हमारे देश में। तो इसके बारे में क्या सोल्यूशन है हमारे पास? हम तो बहुत चर्चा करते हैं, सही बोले तो यूनिवर्सिटी में भी हमारी किताब पढ़ाए जाते हैं, दलित साहित्य के ऊपर चर्चा होती है, आदिवासी के साहित्य के ऊपर चर्चा होती है, लेकिन क्या पॉलिटिशियन लोग इसके ऊपर गंभीरता से कई काम करते हैं? नहीं करते हैं। उल्टा ये लोगों को जाति के नाम पर, धर्म के नाम पर लड़ाने का एक नया सिलसिला शुरू कर दिया है। आजादी के 75 साल, अगर भारत में आजादी के बाद हम लोगों ने क्या कमाया, तो लोगों को धर्म के राहों पर भटकने का या उनको जाति व्यवस्था को बरकरार रखने का काम ही हमारे देश में अगर होता रहा तो भाईचारा कहाँ रह गया? हर कोई एक अलग अलग काम से या नफरत के नजरिए से अगर पॉलिटिशियन यही काम करता रहा तो यहाँ का गरीब, दलित, आदिवासी ये गुलामी रहेंगे। गुलामी से बाहर अगर लाना है तो इनको एजुकेट करना है। आज एजुकेशन इतना महंगा हो गया है कि एक प्राथमिक स्कूल में अगर कभी अपना बच्चा भेजना है तो उसको 4-5 हजार रुपए शुरू में लगते हैं। ये 4-5 हजार रुपया देने वाले लोग कौन है? फिर उससे ज्यादा पैसे देने वाले कौन है? पहले तो ये देखना है कि एजुकेशन में भेदभाव है। भारत में जाति जाति के आधार पर लोगों तो बिखरा भी दिया है, लेकिन अभी एजुकेशन में भी भेदभाव शुरू हो गया। गरीब का स्कूल अलग, उससे मध्यम वर्ग का स्कूल अलग, और ज्यादा पैसे वाले बहुत अमीर है तो उनके लिए स्कूल अलग। यानी एजुकेशन में भी हमारे देश में भेदभाव नया तरीके से हमारे सामने खड़ा है। आज तो ऐसी हालत है, गरीब रेखा के नीचे वाले आदिवासी, दलित इस देश में एजुकेशन से बाहर है। हमारे तो लोग 1% या 2% भी हमारे लोगों को एजुकेशन नहीं मिला है। आज हालत ये है कि एजुकेशन के लिए पैसा ही नहीं, खाने के लिए, रहने के लिए मकान नहीं है, वो एक जगह रुक नहीं सकते हैं, तो उनको कहाँ ये आजादी के बाद सहूलत मिलेगी? तो हमें एजुकेट लोगों को सोचना होगा। सही बोले तो मैं आप लोगों को विनती करूंगा, आप हर स्टेट के लोग यहाँ प्रोफेसर आए हो, आप ही खुद सोचो कि आपका बचपन में पढ़ते समय आपकी हालत क्या थी और आज की स्थिति में वही गांव में क्या हालत गुजर रही है। क्या यही अगर सिलसिला हमारे देश में चला रहा तो क्या आजादी का मकसद होगा? मैं तो चाहता हूं कि हमारे देश में नई तरीके से जो वोटर्स है उन्होंने सोचना चाहिए हमारी हित की रक्षा करने वाले कौन लोग हैं। सही बोले तो हित की रक्षा करने वाले लोग चुन के ही नहीं आ सकते। अगर कोई आए है तो वो अमीरों के लोगों के हाथ के नीचे अगर गुलामी का स्तर बढ़ाता है या उसी के साथ अगर मिलजुल कर रहता है तो उसी को इजाजत मिलेगी। लेकिन जो स्वाभिमान से लड़ाई लड़ेगा उसको तो मारेंगे, उसको जेल में डालेंगे। ये सिलसिला अगर चलेगा तो अभी वो चंद्रशेखर रावण का ही देखो, वो गरीब तबके में काम कर रहा है, दलितों में, पिछड़े में काम कर रहा है। तो वो चंद्रशेखर आजाद को भी कल परसों गोली मारने का काम किया। यानी हम लोग अगर आदिवासी एजुकेशन देने के लिए हम उनको उसका रहे तो उसके लिए भी अगर गोली खाने की पड़ी नौबत, तो इनसे अच्छे अंग्रेज थे। अंग्रेज कम से कम सुधार तो लाते थे, भाई प्रदेश के लोग थे। मैं तो अंग्रेजों को नाम नहीं रखता। आज के स्थिति में भारत की स्थिति देखकर, जातिवाद, धर्मवाद, इनकी लड़ाई देखकर ऐसा लग रहा है कि अंग्रेज इनसे बहुत गुना अच्छे थे। कम से कम वो सती प्रथा बंद करते थे, जाति व्यवस्था के खिलाफ कानून बनाते थे। अभी तो वो भी कानून खत्म करने के चक्कर में लोग हैं। क्या इसी को आजादी कहेंगे? मेरा आपको सुनने में आ रहा है क्या? मैं ये बोल रहा हूं। हेलो
जी सर, सुनाई दे रहा है। जी सर, आप बोलिए जी।
तो मैं ये आपको इसलिए आपका ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहता हूं कि हमारे देश में नई क्रांति की जरूरत है।
नई क्रांति क्या होगी, यहाँ के महिलाओं का शोषण नहीं होगा, यहाँ के दलित पिछड़े आदिवासियों का शोषण नहीं होगा, ये हमको देखना पड़ेगा और ये एजुकेशन में लाना पड़ेगा। अभी दलित साहित्य इतने जोर शोर से चल रहा है। अभी हम कहते हैं कि वैदिक साहित्य में सबसे ज्यादा अगर किसकी भागीदारी है तो दलित और आदिवासी साहित्य की है, लेकिन उच्च वर्णीय का साहित्य बरकरार रखने के लिए वही लोग चुन के जाएंगे, वही लोगों की बात होगी, वही लोगों का सब कुछ सुना जाएगा। लेकिन आदिवासी दलित का साहित्य ना यूनिवर्सिटी में ठीक तरह से नहीं लगाएंगे, ना हाई स्कूल में, प्राथमिक स्कूल में इनके हालत के बारे में चर्चा भी नहीं हो सकती। ऐसी हालत आज हमारे देश में, आज ही नहीं बहुत सालों से। अभी पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने हमें उस समय, आपको शायद मैं बोलते समय ये भूल गया कि हमें आजादी के बाद हमें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर ही नहीं लिया गया। पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने 31 अगस्त 1952 में संसद में उनका भाषण है, आप कभी निकाल के पढ़िए। वो पंडित जी बोल रहे हैं कि भाई आप तो लोग आजादी की जंग लड़ने वाले आदिवासी थे और इसलिए आपको जन्म से अपराधी ठहराया गया, लेकिन मैं आज से आपको विशेष मुक्त करता हूं। हम तो मुक्त है, लेकिन आप आज से विशेष मुक्त है, इसलिए उसको शॉर्ट फॉर्म में विमुक्त नाम पड़ा। विमुक्त यानी विशेष मुक्त। और विशेष मुक्त को क्या मिला? पंडित जी ने कोई तरतूद भारत में आजादी के बाद इनका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में तरतूद ही नहीं किया कि डी नोटिफाइड नोमैडिक ट्राइब्स को ट्राइब्स का दर्जा मिलना या एससी का मिलना या और कहीं अलग सा कोई मिलना है। एससी, एसटी और डीएनटी की मांग हम मेरे शायद मैं 40-45 साल से काम कर रहा हूँ, 45-50 साल से अभी तक डीएनटी का प्रोविजन नहीं हुआ। इसके ऊपर देखते कौन है? उल्टा हम आदिवासी को कुछ लोग प्यार के नाम से हमें वनवासी बोल रहे। अरे भाई हम वनवासी नहीं है। जंगल में जब राम वनवास करता था तो शबरी ने जो बेर खिलाई उसको, तो वह आदिवासी थी, वनवासी नहीं थी, क्योंकि वो राम भी हमारे इलाके में आया था और हमने उसका सम्मान किया था। वो हम आदिवासी है, आदि से यहाँ वास्तव्य करने वाले। उनको क्या मिला? उनको कुछ भी नहीं मिला यार। शबरी अभी भी वही है। राम का तो मंदिर बन रहा है बड़ा बड़ा, हजारों कोटि रुपए उसके बारे में चल रहे हैं, और शबरी के बारे में अभी वो आदिवासी रहकर उनको वनवासी बोल के जंगल में छोड़ के जा रहे हो। अरे उनका भी कहीं तो मंदिर बनाओ, शबरी का कहीं तो। हाँ, आप लोगों को उच्च वर्णीय वालों को संभालने वाला सबसे बड़ा बन रहा है, उसी का सब कुछ गुणगान चल रहा है, और आदिवासी को खाली जाति के नाम पर, धर्म के नाम पर, आधार के नाम पर लड़वाया जा रहा है। ये गलत है भाई। मैं बोलता हूं अगर भगवान कहाँ है तो सब में है, अगर सब में है तो एक अलग वो जाति का ये जाति का क्यों आज तक चल रहा है? ये अगर स्वर्ण जयंती भारत को मनाना है तो आदिवासी आज कहाँ खड़ा है? खाली आज राष्ट्रपति 75 साल बाद मुर्मू जैसे राष्ट्रपति आदिवासी बन गए हैं, उसका स्वागत है, लेकिन क्या उनका जो आदिवासी तबका है उसको न्याय मिल रहा है क्या? खाली एक एक आदमी उठ खड़ा रहा है। दलित में भी कुछ आदमी उठ खड़े रह रहे, वो आगे जा रहे और उनका एक गड़ी बन रहे। यानी पहले जैसे ठाकुर बनिया ये लोगों के बड़े बड़े महल रहते थे, वैसे कुछ दलितों के महल बने हैं, लेकिन वहां भी ये गुलाम है, वो भी वोटिंग शोषण कर रहे हैं और अमीरों को साथ दे रहा है, क्योंकि उसको भी उस क्लास में जाना है।
I regret, participants, that due to certain technical issues, sir is unable to join us. So we would like to call it a day today. After this deliberation by Mr. Lakshman Gaikwad, and he has told us in several ways how we can think of research problems in the area of the Dalits. So I would leave it up to you to take it up in up this research problem in further researches of scholars. Another thing that we would want you all to today talk about is how you felt during the FDP through the audio. Let us have a discussion, because our university is especially the School of Languages, is a very young school. It started off in the year 2019, and already we have done 3 FDPs. So we would want to listen to the experience of the participants. So kindly raise your hands, and we have a very enthusiastic participant, Bimaljit Singh. So IT team, I would request you to kindly unmute him and make his video available for us.
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Ma'am, I sincerely apologize. I couldn't switch on my video because I'm washing clothes and listening to your lectures.
No
So,
issues.
ma'am,
No issues.
thank you very much. First of all, this is the first time I have joined any talk from the eastern part of the India, especially from Chhattisgarh University. And ma'am, I have done my all studies from JNU, and that was a place where I really got to know that people from different part of the India, they come from very difficult backgrounds to make something in their life in terms of career and education. And ma'am, I firmly believe continuous development and education is the only key to uplift ourselves. So that is why I was very excited to join this. And I have my night shifts because I work with collaboration with the European companies and Google. I work as an interpreter. I interpreter and translate in French, German, and English, Punjabi, Hindi. So I actually I sacrificed some of my sleep time to be part of this FDP, and I made wonderful notes on my pages to share with my other colleagues that this is what, and I really look forward to join the other sessions. And I really learned a lot many things, and there were so many topics in the previous sessions that I have never heard of. I was really surprised. For example, we heard about blue humanities, and in disability we heard about that documentary El Defo. So I was really
Yes.
surprised that how, my in my wildest of the imagination, I couldn't even think that people can think so far. So I was really I really had goosebumps listening to those lectures. So thank you very much, ma'am. I'll be really happy to be the part of FDP whenever it comes. And I thank you, MET School of Languages. I thank you, MET University Chhattisgarh, and I look forward to be the part of FDPs in the future. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. We are indeed happy to hear that amidst all the daily work that you are busy in, despite your hectic schedule, you have made it a point to come to the FDP, participate in it, provide us with good inputs. And I'm very thankful to you. Let us remain connected in future. May I request somebody else who is willing to share anything, just about anything about the FDP. We would be glad to receive your inputs and work upon it. Any of the research scholars who may have joined, to get new insights into their research? Let us make this an interaction and not just a chat thing. Yes, it is Dr. Sishan, I think.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, surely you are.
Yes, I would agree with Bimaljit, sir, because blue humanities and enriching talks not only about Dalit literature, but also on the diaspora and the future and the subaltern studies, which personally has been my interest because of my own research, have been really very enriching. And I would just make a suggestion, because sometimes Zoom consumes a lot of data, and while we are traveling, because FDPs are conducted during these days, somewhere it is summer vacation for some, and for some of us, we are attending the FDPs while we are at work. So the mobile data, the Wi-Fi service is not always available for us. So I would just suggest that could you please also ensure that the FDP is simultaneously broadcasted or through any other medium, because that would ensure us having access as participants, having active participation and having access to the enriching sessions that you conduct, because it was purely a joy to attend these sessions. But the only drawback that I felt was this one. So could you please
Surely, ma'am, we
help
will
us
look
out on
into
those?
this. We will
Yeah.
look into this aspect, and certainly in the next sessions to come, I think the lectures will be made more conveniently available to you. Thank you so much for the insight, and I am glad that you enjoyed the lectures. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot. And just one more request that after the sessions, I've also written it in the feedback though, but I would
Oh, yes.
certainly emphasize this point that please do share the links for the participants. If they are private videos, I do understand they cannot be made public for everyone on YouTube, because I can clearly see that it's being broadcasted at YouTube right now. So do
Yes.
share these links to the participants personally if you cannot do it elsewhere, so that
Most
we can
certainly.
miss you. Yeah, because we could
Most
then
certainly.
cover the missed bits of the sessions.
Most
Please,
certainly,
that would
ma'am.
be
That will
great
be
help.
done. Not an issue. That
Thanks
will
a
be
lot,
done.
ma'am. Thanks a lot. And
Thank you so much.
congratulations to the whole team on the smooth organization of the sessions and the whole FDP. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. May we have somebody else who's willing to? Yes, I can see Anvesha Roy Chaudhary, if you're willing to share certain insights
Yes.
with us.
Hello and good morning to all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am,
Am I?
you are.
Okay. I'm from Kolkata, and I'm from a private college. So there are job pressures. And in spite of that, means I'm so keen to take this FDP that I skipped some regular works and I attended it. Compulsory attendance of FDP. This is my first thing. So hats off to you all. And the second thing is that I used to check the WhatsApp every day before the FDP started, and I used to see that what are the key points that the speakers are going to put. And I used to Google it up. So Blue Humanities, as is being said by others, and is thoroughly and totally a new concept for me, number one. Disability studies, though I have heard, but I have not researched on it. So number two. And number three is I'm a third or can be fourth generation bearing the pain of partition. So I understand fully the thoughts while our sir, is a former speaker today, said about the films and the literature of Bangladesh, because I'm researching on it in present time. So these are all, it's a very qualitative thing for all of us. Kindly, my request is that if you please share the Zoom, the YouTube link with us, then so that some bits I have missed during this so it would be good for us. Thank you all.
Certainly, ma'am. It has been a pleasure to bring to you all the avenues that you wished for. And thank you. We shall do it.
And another thing is, if you could kindly shift from the Zoom to Google platform, because because Zoom, I think, consumes a lot of data.
Okay,
And,
I'll bring it to the notice of the IT and the concerned departments, so that next time, whenever we have the next FDP, we will keep these points in mind.
Yeah, it's a nice interaction with you all people. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I can see many people, using the chat. Okay, can we have Chirashri Dasgupta? Right.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Am I audible? Yes, you are.
Chirashri Dasgupta from West Bengal. I'm from Malda.
Okay.
and I'm also a faculty of an engineering college. As I saw that this is Amity University School of Languages, so I was very interested from the beginning. I really enjoyed this 5 days faculty development program and enjoyed a lot, especially the second last lecture, who was from Bangladesh. And one thing I must include that please in near future, if you arrange any FDP program, especially on language teaching and especially on languages, as my expectation was from that arena also.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's very nice. And I enjoyed all the focuses that is especially on diaspora and other things also, especially on cinema and literature. Very nice, very nice. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. It is because of your appreciation that keeps the team motivated to do better. So next time, definitely we'll do better, keeping all your inputs in mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can see many people communicating on the chat. It would be better if we get to hear you, at least not see you, but at least hear from you firsthand. It will be an added impetus to all of us. So if anyone would want to join us.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? This is
Yes,
Arijit.
yes, Arijit, sir. Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm Arijit Mondal from Pondicherry University. I could not attend all the sessions due to my work pressure here, but I attended a few sessions. So for this, I would like to thank the Amity School of Languages for organizing such a wonderful, rather I should say a marathon 5-day faculty development program on this particular topic. It is one of the best events that I have ever attended. So for this, I want to thank Dr. Maimunul Islam, the enthusiastic coordinator of the department and of that event also. And Niladri ma'am is also there. Indrandi ma'am is also there, the convener of the program. And I thank ma'am also for inviting all the distinguished speakers from across the country. I hope Amity School of Languages will organize many more such programs in near future to enrich our knowledge of literature. So I thank all the team, the whole team who have been behind the success of this program. So overall, it has been a really wonderful experience for me, I must say. So I thank you all who are behind this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, fortunate to have your inputs. May I now invite SD Chakraborty.
Yes. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you
yes.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. This is Shomadi Chakraborty from the Department of English, Language and Literature, Raja Anil Khan Women's College, Autonomous, and I'm also a doctoral research scholar in the Department of English, Bankura University. It's been a thoroughly and enriching experience for me to be a part of this FDP. I would like to request that if you please think of organizing similar kind of program on children's literature, critical childhood studies, since I'm researching on this, and it's been extremely humongous task to bring all the divergent threads, not only from different parts of India, even across the country. So I want the team in particular and Amity University in general. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Indeed, fortunate. Thank you. May I now have Dr. Klinza Kurian.
Good afternoon to all the organizers and respected professors. I'm Dr. Klinza Kurian, right from Indore, and I'm working in Medicaps University, which is one of the best private universities here. And incidentally, I happened to be on a vacation for 2 weeks. And, once I saw this FDP, something about it was so very fascinating that I wanted to register right from the beginning. And so I did, and I got to know a lot of other, things which I hadn't been exposed to before. Basically, I belong to Osmania University, Hyderabad, and now, ever since I'm married here, I've been working in Indore. So, we have very little exposure to English and literature, particularly in this part of the state, this part of the country. Whereas my exposure in Hyderabad has been so much that I really missed it out here in Indore. But, we are not very far away. And once, this FDP happened, I feel like, really, yeah, there is a lot of literature. Though in our, university, we have only programs related to English language and not much of literature. So I was very excited to, attend this FDP, and I got to know a lot of things about disability studies and all, which wasn't there when we were really, students of MA and MPhil. This is, I'm referring to way back in, 2000s. At that time, it was still all about Indian writing and all of that. So this very aspect of disability studies fascinated me so much that it really took me down memory lane, because, in Osmania University, we had lots of seats which were being allotted to disabled students. And the majority of the chunk of the general category students would make fun of them just because, they had some deformity and all that. So I could really, understand their problems and their difficulties and how they would have faced life. Many times, we still complain about a lot of things, though, we are normal and we are blessed by God that, we don't have any disability. But when these students come to the forefront, it's like, someone or the other always makes fun of them, thus leading to some social stigma. So now I was literally in their shoes, imagining what they must have felt exactly at that point in time. So disability studies is a real boost to literature and the current, debate that is happening. And yes, it was a very wonderful endeavor of, MIT University Chhattisgarh to have taken up this thing, or to focus on this very literary debate. And I really look forward to, attending more such FDPs from Chhattisgarh. I mean, from MIT University Chhattisgarh, and we can always go in for, some research or some interdisciplinary stuff if you are interested with our university, which is Medicaps. Thank you so much.
Most certainly. And I'm thankful for all the inputs that you've given us. And we will remain connected and we are all open to any interdisciplinary work that you may embark upon. So thank you so much, Dr. Kenza.
Thank you so much,
Dr.
ma'am.
Suparna. So, being the convener of the event and on behalf of Amity School of Languages, Amity University, Chhattisgarh, I express my heartfelt thanks to each and every participant. And our senior professors are there in the FDP, and obviously our guest speakers. We have noted down all the suggestions that you have provided, and obviously all your comments, it will definitely motivate our young team, young department, and I hope that we will come up with more new avenues to explore for our research scholars. Thank you so much. So over to you, Dr. Mohaiminul, for the vote of thanks.
Okay. So very good afternoon to all of you present here. It was an absolute pleasure to listen our esteemed speaker today's Professor Himadri Shekhar Roy sir from Bangladesh and Mr. Lakshman Gaikar sir. And I extend my profound gratitude to our both esteemed speakers of today's sessions for accepting our invitations and taking time out of their busy schedule and grace the event. Let us express our gratitude to all the distinguished speakers, facilitators, and participants who have made this FDP an unforgettable experience. Your patience, intellect, and commitment to lifelong learning have elevated our collective understanding of global perspective in literature and all cinema. On behalf of the MIT School of Language, MIT University Chhattisgarh, I express my sincere thanks to our honorable founder, President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, and honorable chairman, Dr. Asim Chauhan sir, honorable chancellor, Dr. W. Selvamurthy sir, honorable vice chancellor, Professor Piyush Kant Pandey sir, for their motivation, trust, and guidance. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved head, Amity School of Language, Dean, Faculty of Arts, convener of this program, for Professor Indrani Singh Roy, ma'am, for her valuable time, guidance, enthusiastic encouragement. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to my beloved colleagues, Dr. Suparna Karkun, Dr. Subhankar Roy, Dr. Patrice Rajan Pade, Ms. Disha Mandal, Mr. B.K. Prasad, Mr. Jiaul Haq, Ms. Jolly Das, Mr. Rajiv Kumar for their interest in process of making this event a grand success. My heartfelt thanks to our entire Amity fraternity for becoming an integral part of this event. A special thanks to our IT team for their utmost support and help. I express my sincere appreciation for the effort and dedication shown by our participants. As we conclude this remarkable journey, let us carry this spirit to this of this FDP within us, and as we continue to explore, engage, and share the transformative power of storytelling. May our journey, both in academic and in life, enriched be enriched by the diverse narratives and global perspective that we encounter here. Thank you so much for making this event momentous. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.